Live from Paradise Studios in New York, Strong Island Television presents Under the Radar, starring Randy Unger. Brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Tonight, Randy will be interviewing filmmaker Gillian Greene of the new short comedy film, Fanboy. Randy will also be reviewing the new films, The Public and Dumbo, with special guest critics CJ Oakland, Joseph Ammendolea, and Matt Roren. And now, here's your host, Randy Unger.
Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Under the Radar, where we talk all things film. And right now, on the phone, we have filmmaker Gillian. Gillian? Or is it Gillian?
It is Gillian.
It is Gillian.
You keep getting it wrong, Randy.
I know. Forgive me. Miss Greene, hello.
Hello. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So thank you for taking the time. And the film, it's a short film, but it's a great film. And I think I'd call it an independent dramedy. And basically, it tells the story of a young man, kind of nerdy, kind of misguided. He finds out that his favorite director, Sam Raimi, who you're actually the wife of, Gillian, and this young man goes to find to seek out the production, and because he hears that they're filming and casting, and he wants to just be a part of it. And the film is great. I loved every minute of it. It was just a fun movie. How did you originally come about this project?
Well, first of all, thank you so much.
Sure.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I actually knew the real Jeremiah, and that's the main character's name that Fran Kranz plays. And he was so funny and so charming, and he would come to dinner, and he and Sam would have this great repartee. And I thought, I have to make a movie about this. And I was originally going to cast the real Jeremiah, and John Tapsodero, our casting director, got such a great supporting cast. I thought, well, I have to really go out and get the best Jeremiah possible, because he wasn't even an actor. And I thought, wow, this is becoming really big. And so we auditioned Fran, who was incredible and is incredible. But that was the genesis of it. It just kind of started with knowing the real Jeremiah Brennan.
So it's rooted in reality in a way.
Yeah, I guess in a way. Now, I don't think he had the same journey. I just sort of made up this sort of, fictional story, which was funny, and I got to make fun of everyone and all my friends in Hollywood, including Sam, who doesn't play the nicest director in the movie.
Yeah.
And, that he comes out to audition for Love of the Game, too, which is a joke in itself, because for Love of the Game, nobody saw and nobody cares about it, and it didn't make any money.
Right.
So
I saw it. It wasn't
very
bad.
irreverent.
Yeah. A few people here.
You saw it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, you're one of the 3 people that did.
Yeah. So it was me, Kevin Costner, and John C. Reilly who saw it. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
All right.
So he comes out. So Fran comes out. Fran. I say Fran. It's Jeremiah, a.k.a. Fran Kranz, comes out to audition for Love of the Game, too. But it's also really to win a girl's heart,
right.
Somebody who wants to impress. Which is always, I kind of think, love is always the reason we do things.
Cool. So do you imagine this ever becoming a feature-length film?
In retrospect, I should have probably made it a feature, because it is 40 minutes. No, I was thinking we had 40 pages, and we'd probably cut it down to like a 20-minute film, but I didn't want to cut anything out, and I tried. I really, really tried. So it's 40 minutes. It's a little bit of a Yeah, it's not a short, but
Right.
It's not really a feature.
Yeah, it's like
Maybe it's a start of a new trend. Who knows?
It's right in that sweet spot of not too short, not too long. So
Right.
yeah, it's awesome. What do you hope audiences take away from the film?
I just want them to have a good time, and it's funny, and just have fun, and it's not lowbrow humor, so it's not like slapstick,
Right.
but it's uplifting and makes you feel good, and you laugh. At least that's what my hope is. Just have a good time.
Cool. What was it like working with the great Sam Raimi, your husband?
Well, Sam is great, and I really, whenever I have a question about anything, he knows how to answer it. He's been doing this since he was like 12, and I think he made his first feature when he was 19, Evil Dead.
Right.
But as an actor, that's a different story. Sam is actually a really great actor, but he could never do the same thing twice. So he'd give me a lot of, he would improv, and I would say, oh my God, that's perfect. Do that again, I want the same thing again. And he couldn't, he'd do something else. And so that was a little bit of a problem in that sitting room. But yeah, he gave me, he was wonderful working with him, and he's really funny and great, but he could never really, he didn't take direction that well.
Okay. So basically personal life and professional life kind of mixing together. Was that a challenge in any way?
No, not at all. It was really, really great, and actually I think brought us closer together, and it was super fun. It was such a great experience working with him, and I learned a lot, and he's great in the movie.
Nice.
I don't think I could have done it without him there. I mean, maybe I could have, but he just was so instrumental in helping me get this made, and it was a great experience. We had fun together.
Nice. The ultimate date, I'd say.
Right.
Are you a fan of his?
Absolutely.
Are you a fan of his filmography? It's pretty extensive, going back to the late 70s.
I've never seen Evil Dead.
What?
I think I was dating him after Darkman. I met him right after he did Darkman, and I did see Darkman, and I tried to watch Evil Dead because I was dating him.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't get through this. I know it's a big cult favorite, but I've never seen Evil Dead 1 or 2. I couldn't get through.
You didn't even see part 2? What about Army of Darkness?
I did see. Well, I was on set for Army of Darkness because we were like a couple at the time, so I would be on set, and I did see that one.
That's cool. What's Bruce Campbell like?
Bruce is incredible. Bruce is the nicest, most down-to-earth guy. They both are. I mean, they're both from Michigan, so they're very, they're from the Midwest, and they're super nice and down-to-earth and don't have any ego whatsoever. But yeah, Bruce is. I mean, you're a fan of Bruce's. Sounds like
just a bit. I have dressed up as Ash for Halloween a few times. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you?
I have.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, but I don't get. I mean, I do the chainsaw for the arm, but I don't go as crazy like the cosplayers do. I just had some duct tape wrapped around my arm to make it look like it was part of the chainsaw. You can pass that along to your husband. See if he finds that interesting. I don't know.
I will. I absolutely will.
So Gillian, do you prefer acting to directing or directing to acting? Which do you prefer more?
Oh, I really prefer directing because I'm not a great actress.
Oh.
I was in acting class for years, and I love acting, but I think more than that, I love actors, and I appreciate actors, and I feel like I'm good at casting. I was not the best actress, though. I think I got self-conscious, and directing is much, much easier. Producing is easiest for me of all. Directing is very challenging, but definitely prefer directing over acting. Okay. Would not want to go back to acting.
Okay. What was it like casting Fanboy?
casting Fanboy. It was great. We had John Papsadero, who's one of Hollywood's biggest casting directors, who's great, brought in so much talent. And, yeah, it was interesting being on the other side of it, or it always is, and hard in the sense that you have to say no to so many people who aren't right. And it's not necessarily because they're not talented or great, but, Matt Lanter is in the movie, who's an incredible actor, and he's actually going to star in another movie I'm directing right now. But between J.K. Simmons and Mike Binder, Jed Reese, it's like a sort of an all-star cast, and everyone is great in it. So casting was a pleasure.
Nice. What was J.K. like?
J.K.'s super cool.
Nice.
Like, he's very mellow and very chill.
Nice.
And just such a pro. There's like nothing. Like, I don't even have to direct. I'm like, okay, he just does everything perfectly.
Awesome. Just curious, aside from your husband, do you have any other filmmaker influences?
I love Keaton and Ferris, they're actually friends of mine who made Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, my. Yeah, classic.
And that was one of my favorite movies, and they really inspired me. They actually came to the premiere of Fanboy, or the screening at CAA, and were so complimentary, which meant a lot to me, because that's I think my favorite movie of all time. And,
really? Nice. Good choice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's who I think of. I mean, there are a lot of great directors in movies, but that's just who I think about. Yeah.
Now, are you live in L.A.?
I do.
Okay. Because we're in New York. We're in Long Island right here. And,
we're in Long Island.
Massapequa?
Okay. I have a house on the Sound in Greenport, a really tiny little, like, 2-bedroom house in East Marion or Greenport, in the North Fork.
Okay. Cool.
Tiny, tiny, tiny.
Okay. That's cool. Well, you know what?
I spent summers there. I spent summers on Long Island.
Okay, great. Well, you know what? If you're ever in the area, we'd love to have you stop by the studio for an in-person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And bring Sam if you want. Hey. If you guys.
Thank you. Where's Massapequa? Is that on the North Fork?
No, South Shore.
Oh,
South Shore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, South Shore.
Yeah. Well, if you're ever around, it'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
I may take you up on.
Yeah. Well, Gillian, Fanboy, it's great. I love it. And is there anything you can talk about now? Any upcoming projects?
I have a movie. Everything is really still in development. I have a movie called Yankees Suck that was written by the head writer of Narcos.
Oh, cool.
Head writer and producer of Narcos. So it's a really great script in the vein of Goodfellas. It's a true story, and it's a gangster movie set in and around Fenway Park. So we're attaching a director right now. I have another one I'm producing with Tobey Maguire called Tell the Wolves I'm Home, and it's going to be directed by Oscar Sharp, and that was adapted from a best-selling, critically acclaimed book.
Okay.
And I'm directing again a movie called The Caterpillar, which is a really lovely father-son story, and we are out to an actor right now. So,
okay,
few things in the works. Nothing that I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, please do. And if these projects are in any way similar to Fanboy, then audiences are definitely in for a treat.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Sure. Well, Gillian,
and it'll be out.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it's out on Amazon this week. So,
okay. Is that the only way?
I don't know what day. They won't tell me what day.
Is Amazon the only way people can see the film?
It is right now.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
But it's free. It's free. So.
Oh, wow, really? Okay. Well, it's a great movie, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Randy. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, so we're going to take a short commercial break, but we'll be back with our film review segment. Stay tuned.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
Hey guys, welcome back to Under the Radar. I'm your host Randy Unger, and this is our film review segment, and I have a great panel of critics/judges. We've got Mr. Matt Roren, new to the couch.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, you're a native of Long Island.
All my life.
Yeah.
Here, so.
And we'll talk about your other stuff, your other projects later today.
Okay.
Joseph Ammendolea. Did I get it right? Did I get it right?
You get it. You always get it right.
Yeah,
you really do.
Okay, just checking. And Mr. CJ Oakland, veteran to the couch. Hello.
Yeah, I've been here enough times you should get my name.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, we've got just 2 movies today, guys. Decent movies. Last time, CJ, you were here, the film that we reviewed, you weren't a fan of.
Oh, that was probably one of the worst movies I've seen. Like that, I give indie people a lot of, like, you know me, every time I come on the show, like, I always try to say something nice. I always try to say, this one didn't quite work for me, but maybe their next project might be good.
Yeah.
This one, like, no, this was one of the worst projects I've ever seen.
It was
like,
pretty terrible. Welcome to Acapulco. So steer clear of that.
Okay.
It was a bad movie.
It's like a spy comedy.
60% of it is narration. Like, every time they have a scene playing, they don't have the actors speaking. Like, they cut out the dialogue and have the narrator explain what's happening.
Right.
So that's a sign of what kind of movie it is.
It's
We
right
didn't shoot most of the
Yeah.
scenes, so let's just talk about what happens.
Yeah, and they had Michael Madsen and they had William Baldwin, who basically phoned in their performances. They probably filmed it in the span of like 2 hours, and just threw it into the movie. Thought, okay, these are 2 relatively big names. That'll go for ticket sales, but it didn't really work, unfortunately. So yeah, guys, steer clear of Welcome to Acapulco. Yeah.
That was not a fun time.
No.
The Public was much better. I'll
Much
say that.
better. That's one of our films today. And yeah, The Public, it is a drama directed by and starring
And written by as well.
and written by Emilio Estevez. And yeah, it's an interesting film. It takes place in Cincinnati, and basically there's a huge wind chill in the area, and like 100 homeless people gather around and congregate into a public library. And basically the police get involved, led by Alec Baldwin, and Christian Slater is involved too as a district attorney. It's just a really crazy premise, but I thought it was pretty damn good.
I enjoyed it. I'm usually a sucker for those pull your heartstrings kind of like, but it was very well done. I thought Emilio did a great job with the directing.
And
as well as
starring.
the acting, and the writing was good too.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to see Kristen Slater. It's kind of a jerk.
yeah, a little bit. But he pulled it off well, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Joe, what did you think?
I thought it was very good. I thought it tackled a good social issue. What do
Yeah.
you do with the homeless population?
When the shelters aren't enough.
Like, everyone wants to just kind of ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist, and they said, no, these people need a place to go.
Yeah.
The library backdrop, I don't know, that seemed like an extra issue that they were throwing in there on top of it.
Like
but-
education and children or something.
Yeah. I don't think Emilio topped his best work, Men at Work.
Of course not. Well,
I mean,
Men at
you
Work.
can't.
Yeah.
You just
But,
can't.
you know,
I think I might watch that tonight, actually. I've been thinking about it for a
it
while.
was still pretty
great.
solid.
It's a
film.
childhood classic for me, anyway.
Yeah. I was just wondering how he got so many big stars,
Yeah.
and
I mean, he's a pretty big star himself, and he's been around
Right.
for
From
like,
a family of stars.
yeah,
true.
Martin Sheen is his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
then the Alec Baldwin B plot seemed a little nonsense to me. Like, you can almost fast forward that and still watch the
Right.
whole movie without any issue.
Kind of a stock character.
Yeah.
They could have gotten any no-name actor for that.
Yeah. But that whole
yeah, no-
plot, like, you could just cut that whole plot out of the movie.
How
but
they like start with him kind of, and they're like, let's give you a backstory of this guy.
I think they just gave him something to do because
Right, the thing with the wife was like a little unnecessary.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what are we watching this for?
Yeah. It
Does
could
this
have
have to do with anything?
some
Yeah.
tightening in the script.
Yeah.
The B-plot wasn't quite the strongest, but I think the story overall was really well done. Like,
It was.
very tightly paced. I liked all the different characters they had, like the quirky characters among the homeless. Who
Yeah.
were, like,
Felt like a
they're-
sitcom in a way.
Yeah, they were entertaining people, but also see, like, they're in a very horrible situation, and there's not a lot they can do. Like, the fact that it's set in a public library, I think, does work, because public libraries are set up where this is a place where anyone is supposed to be able to go there. Like, it's open to the public. And there are almost no places like that anymore. Like, a lot of coffee shops will, like, try and push homeless people out for loitering. It's like public libraries are one of the few places where everyone is allowed to go there, and the services should be for everyone.
Right.
And there's a lot of people are trying to change that about libraries, saying, like, we don't want to have, like, these buildings open. They're not useful to society. And, like, this is what it's for. Is like anyone who doesn't have a computer can go there and have access to the internet.
Yeah.
Anyone who needs access to, like, the bathroom, you saw a lot of the homeless men were bathing there because
Right.
there's nowhere else that will let them in. So
Right.
that's kind of the importance of a lot of these places.
Aside from like a bus stop, or a train station.
Yeah, but even they try and push homeless
Yeah,
people
yeah,
out
yeah.
a lot.
And there's,
so.
I mean, and the bathrooms, I think, they are not really open normally in train stations. Like,
A lot of them, yeah,
They lock the door.
They lock the door on most of them now. They're very rarely.
I don't know the
open.
rules though for public libraries though. Like, are they allowed to
Yeah.
just bathe in the sink?
I mean,
No.
not fully like bathe, like don't
Yeah.
try and take a shower, but it's like there are just bathrooms that are open to the public,
Right.
and it's like you have access to books, access to the computers that anyone is able to use. So
A warm building to
Yeah,
spend
yeah.
your day
That
at.
too.
That's true. That's true. It's just weird. They didn't have enough shelters available.
no, they don't. There's a lot of like shelters are very hard to manage, and also like a lot of the money that goes to them isn't enough for the services. Like you have shelters that will turn people away because they don't have enough people, or even like you have the Salvation Army actively kind of turns away LGBT people when they go to stay there. There's been a couple cases where people have been thrown out because of their sexuality and frozen to death. So that happens a lot to homeless people, unfortunately. It's an issue that isn't looked at a lot. So I really enjoyed the film that it took such a good personal look at it. Or it wasn't just, it's about Emilio Estevez where I need to take a stand for these people. It's that the people made a stand themselves, and they kind of,
kinda
Emilio
just joined
Estevez just
in.
wanted to help.
Yeah, it was Michael K. Williams. It was pretty much his idea the whole time, and Emilio was just a sympathetic guy. I'm not going to give away one of the plot points, which is really awesome.
Yeah, the movie's well done.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how
It's
the
a great
characters
message.
were.
It's very well acted.
There was a plot hole. They didn't really address it. They kind of
Not a spoiler.
No.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm spoiling anything. I was saying these guys plant themselves in the library and refuse to leave. That's in the summary.
Well, it's in the trailer.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Why not just get a bus, have them all get in the bus, and drive them somewhere to like just give them another place to go?
Because
Like-
I don't think there was any place else to go. This was the homeless community saying, like, we've booked up every shelter, and now the people who are left
Right,
behind
but in this
didn't
case,
have anywhere.
you
There
have
has to be
somebody-
something.
You have somebody squatting,
like
right?
tents or heated tents or something.
Yeah,
don't
I don't
wanna
know
make
if
a
this
big
is based
media-
on true events. Like, I don't know if
No,
it's
I don't
true
think it
what
was.
happened.
It's
Yeah.
fiction.
Yeah, I actually looked it up, and
It's
I
a-
couldn't find anything.
It's
so.
a fictional story.
But you don't want to
But
make
it
a
feels
big.
real.
It's like you could have a city that does this, but also, like, why didn't the city just say, okay, this can be an emergency shelter because of the storm, but you had the DA who wanted to show he was tough on crime and be the law and order person.
Right.
So he
but
sees
if he
this
doesn't wanna
happening
make
and
a media
thinks,
issue, why
yeah.
not shuffle him off to a gymnasium or somewhere else? Like you find something, you call in a couple of favors.
I mean,
and
that's
then
someone
you're
who
not on
wanted
the
to help and
news.
could work it out,
'Cause
but
the
you
way
have people who would say, okay, you people are trespassing, let's just call the police, put them all in jail, we're done.
Yeah, but that situation really did escalate very quickly.
Right.
And, like to SWAT team, you know.
There's one thing that I thought was a little weird. You have two characters in this film who are running for mayor.
Yeah.
There's no actual mayor in this movie.
Huh.
Like you would
They
think,
never
like the
show 'em.
mayor would get involved in like this whole like city thing.
They just had the mayor hopefuls.
But there's just no real mayor. Like it's like every movie has a mayor, you know, and it
Yeah.
like Ghostbusters, Jaws. We know the mayor types.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but this one just there's
He
Yeah.
was running against the mayor, so maybe the mayor figured he'd let him hang himself.
yeah, but like fine.
No, I think it was two people running for mayor. I think the mayor wasn't involved, so he's like, well, it's their problem.
Term
Let me
limits.
have them deal with it.
The movie even
It's the
addresses
problem of these
term
people who
limits.
haven't been elected.
Right, let them, fight over it.
Who was the other guy running for mayor?
Well, there
It was the pastor. He showed.
Yeah.
There was like a pastor in
And
the
then-
community.
But he wasn't
and
Christian
Slater.
Yeah, and
was
Christian
running.
Slater was like,
Slater.
this guy. Look at this guy. Like he's helping the
Arkansas
people.
Dave Rudabaugh.
How do I look nicer? And that was one of his problems in the movie. He was
Yeah.
addressing.
It's ridiculous.
So
But I thought
it was
a
kind of set up a little contrived to have that, but even for like the plot, like it's pretty well handled. Like it shows
Yeah.
both sides of the argument, but
It's a good movie, but I think they could have done better if they had less big names in this. Like, there's too many.
Yeah, I mean,
You got what?
They could be distracting, yeah.
Estevez, Baldwin, Slater, Jenna Malone,
yeah,
Taylor Schilling, Gabriel Union as a reporter.
Yeah,
It's just-
a lot of them play like kind of like throwaway characters.
yeah. But Jeffrey Wright, I think he might
Oh,
have been
he
the
was-
best. Yeah,
he was great.
he's great. He's great in pretty much everything I've seen him.
Yeah, definitely.
But Joe, what'd you think of the cast here?
The cast was great. Everyone did a solid performance. Again, like I said earlier, Alec Baldwin, I thought they just added a plot for him because maybe insisted on it or something. And
He might have been the most expensive
yeah.
actor in this. I think.
It's very tough, I think, to direct and star in your own film too, because there were some early scenes where I'm watching. I'm like, Emilio's a little off. He's not usually off. Where he's
Right.
just. But overall, for the movie, he was pretty solid.
He was pretty stiff and wooden the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I think that benefited his
yeah,
character.
he was very
Yeah, I thought it was
reserved.
more of a character trait.
it worked great. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I'm used to seeing of Emilio Estevez, it felt like he was doing a really good Martin Sheen impression for most of the movie.
Channeling his dad.
Definitely.
All right,
Definitely.
I get that. No, but I think Martin Sheen has a little more personality in his roles.
Yeah, a little bit.
West Wing.
'Cause you don't see too much Emilio acting these days. Either.
Yeah. He did a TV. I think he also directed a TV movie from 2000 where he played like a porn director.
Yeah.
I've heard about
Charlie
it.
Sheen was in that, right?
Yeah, they were both in it. And,
Yeah.
he's always kind of the same. He doesn't really show a wide range of emotion, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think he showed a bit of range here. Like it was him trying out more dramatic work, which he mostly did a really
But
good
he
job.
never cracks a smile, not even
Yeah.
a smirk.
When we talk about like between Breakfast Club
Oh.
and Young Guns and this, I'd say those are three different characters right there.
Okay.
That he had different range.
Men at
on.
Work too.
Men at Work, yes, yeah.
Mighty
Played the
Ducks.
straight man. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even get into that. That's probably his best.
That might be his best movie.
Yeah.
And speaking of libraries, there was also a library in the Breakfast Club. So
Right.
in some shots, it kind of looked like the Breakfast Club.
Mhm.
So that was kind of cool. Kind of a homage, I guess, to his own work. Well, anyway, guys, CJ, final thoughts on The Public?
I definitely recommend it. It was a pretty well done drama. Seems like a bit more independent than a lot of movies out there.
Kind of
but-
between independent and big budget.
Yeah, it's like you could tell this was a passion project for him to like want to make this and star in it, and I enjoyed it. I recommend it.
Yeah, for sure. Joe?
Yes, I do recommend it. I think it's enjoyable, just to see the star talent in there.
Yeah.
And the visuals are actually pretty solid. As a storyteller, you don't even notice the camera work, but there's some good.
Like, it's
good
a really
shots in there.
tense topic, like really tense story, but the way they shot it, it seemed very light.
Yeah.
Because a lot of very bright scenes, well lit scenes, and the characters are kind of comedic. So it kept things kind of light and fun in a weird way. you know?
Yeah, for such a heavy issue.
Right,
you
right.
don't- You don't walk out of it really, depressed or anything.
Right.
You think there's hope.
Well, the final scene is pretty ridiculous. No spoilers. Matt, what did you think?
I really liked it. I definitely would recommend it. It's funny, I hadn't even heard of the movie. I hadn't seen a lot of promotion for it until a day before you asked me to be on the show. I saw a trailer for it before Cruel Intentions, so I went to go see it in the theater the other day.
Oh my gosh.
So I would definitely like to see it on the big screen.
That's actually a good idea. Let's go now.
Yeah, all right. I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, guys, next up, a very different movie.
Yeah.
It just came out, Dumbo, the live-action remake of the classic Walt Disney animated favorite. Basically, it's about a struggling circus run by Danny DeVito, who has an elephant there who gives birth to a baby elephant, obviously, with giant ears, and those ears capture the hearts of many. And yeah, everyone knows the story. There's a lovely image. Colin Farrell. Directed by Tim Burton. So that's actually the main reason why I wanted to see it. And I was like kind of nervous but kind of hopeful about this, because in the last 10 years, Burton has not impressed me at all, unfortunately. His last great movie, in my opinion, was Big Fish, and that was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I kind of enjoyed Big Eyes.
Big Eyes.
Big
It was
Eyes
a
was
different
good.
thing
Big
for
Eyes
him.
I
It was
liked
just
a lot.
a drama.
yeah,
Yeah.
but not great. I wouldn't
Tim
say
Burton just needs to work on big projects, not big projects.
he's
you know
got to
what I
stop
mean?
adapting stuff. He needs some original
Exactly, because it's
stuff.
like, I mean, growing up, he was my favorite director.
Still is.
Every single movie he put out was a hit until he did Planet of the Apes.
Ay.
Everything from
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes on was downhill, with the exception of, like, I'd say Big Fish.
Yeah.
Big Fish is like the one movie he's done since then.
It's like
that
I
I've
think
really enjoyed.
I think Sleepy Hollow was the last of that great era.
Visually, I think it captures everything I love about Tim Burton. The script, though, I think is a little weak for Sleepy Hollow.
Right, but the action and the violence is pretty intense.
Oh yeah, the action's
It's a fun ride.
great. I mean, it was written by the effects guy. So
With Stan Winston.
one of the effects guys or whatever did the
Oh, okay.
screenplay as well.
Oh, that's
So,
cool. It's random.
Yeah.
Thank you for that trivia.
So Tim Burton has this habit when he adapts other work. He'll look at it and he just goes, no, I'm going to just do whatever I want.
yeah.
And to people who are more loyal to what it should be, they tend to be turned off by that.
Yeah.
But people who, just say, where are you taking me?
Yeah.
The fact that he can take any kind of work and make it his own original story. I think that says something that he's like, no, I don't care what you guys think. I'm going to tell the story I want to tell with the source material.
Right, he does that, and he did that with Dumbo.
Yeah.
But he also inserted his own visual touch.
Yeah.
Like the Dreamland, the gate, the entrance. That was totally.
Oh, the train in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, it has his style where it's like, all right, like that train could have been in Batman Returns.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
I think it had a pretty good balance of like being truthful to like a Dumbo story, but also a Tim Burton one, which that's been hard for him to hit a lot of the times. Like the Alice in Wonderland movies are both really bad,
yeah.
just in terms of visuals and story. Whereas this one, like, it was pretty good. I don't think it's one of his best ones,
No.
but it's from him. It was a very solid film. It was pretty well done.
It was good, and it was nice to see Michael Keaton back.
Yeah.
DeVito and Keaton together again.
And Burton.
Yeah.
When they
Tim
were
Burton
standing
film.
together, I realized, I was like, oh my God, it's Batman Returns.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was like
It was-
the coolest
yeah.
thing about this movie?
Yeah, I was watching the movie in theaters with Vinny Bonfanti, who's been on the show a few times,
Good guy.
and he just leans over to me. He's like, "All I want is Jack Nicholson to show up in a cameo." I'm like, I don't
Hi,
think he
fellas.
would do that.
See, I was waiting for Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham
Oh.
Carter to pop up.
and
then it would have
yeah,
been complete.
Quite
See, there's
surprised.
another issue. Johnny Depp and Burton, like, can they like stop already? Like,
Hey, you get
Yeah.
into a flow with somebody.
they were
you like.
they were great with Edward
Yeah.
Scissorhands.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood's a classic,
So
and then
good.
Sleepy Hollow. I think
Yeah.
that might be it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Dark Shadows might be one of the worst movies.
I've not seen it.
I liked it.
I actually,
I like Dark
I
Shadows,
have not
alright.
seen that.
I enjoy it in a
or,
bad sense. Like I know
yeah,
technically it's a bad film,
it's-
but
it's
I
not-
can enjoy parts of it for how
right.
absurd it is. Like,
Yeah.
you really got Christopher Lee for this part?
Yeah.
he made a soap opera
Yeah.
into a feature. Like, how do you do that?
I know he
You
did
gotta
it.
you do what you want to do with it.
You do a comedy.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are you guys Danny Elfman fans at all?
Love it.
Yeah.
The score I loved.
Score was good.
It's one of his best Burton
Really?
scores in a while.
In a while.
In a
Okay.
while.
I
In
like
a
the way you
while.
saved it there.
Oh yeah. No, definitely not one of his best, but like
Yeah.
in a while. Yeah.
Batman and Batman Returns are probably my favorites. And
Oh, yeah.
Edward
Beetlejuice.
Scissorhands. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my God, the score for Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Speaking of which, right now Beetlejuice is on Broadway, guys.
Oh yeah.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It's got Alex Brightman, who was the Jack Black character in the Broadway version of School of Rock.
Rock. Yeah.
So, and I've heard, it might be good. from
Might have to check that out.
From my Broadway fans out there, that might be a good fit for Alex Brightman to be Beetlejuice. I don't know, but you can't beat Keaton. I mean,
Oh no.
No, I find it interesting in this film that it's produced by Disney, and he basically played an evil version of Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
That's
a-
evil
Yeah,
version
like,
of.
made his own amusement park and like wanted to bring
morally
stuff in.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good. I didn't even.
See, I got it was more of an allegory about slavery than the original Dumbo is about racism.
Yeah,
Being
with
accepted.
the crows. And all
Right,
that,
right. The crows, which did not age well over time.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
At the time, they weren't theoretically trying to be like that. And
Yeah.
But then this movie was about, this animal's purchased, and then it's sold off, and then splitting up families.
Yeah.
If that's not a message about slavery, I don't know what is. And then it's forced to work and try to...
Or modern
Yeah.
politics.
It's a little dark for a children's film.
But, it's a good message for
Tim
kids.
Burton.
It's a good way to... They just think of it as an animal, but that's how you...
Yeah.
It's a
how you
creature.
get to
It's a living
people.
thing. So yeah.
And I just thought that was he took the racism thing and he's like, let's expand it to what it used to be. It was slavery.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
And that's what I got from it. But the corporate thing, I
Yeah.
saw that too. I saw people talking about how it was an anti-corporate message right on the eve of a merger with a huge corporation to make them one of the largest, media empires.
So you think
now.
these are
I wouldn't
burnt
I wouldn't
themes
even
that
say like
Sure.
too much anti-corporation like explicitly. Like there's definitely like versions of it where they could say like doing it this way is bad. Like Danny DeVito plays like a character where he's a ringleader who's like anything I can do to make a profit I'll do it. But he's charming, charismatic, and you see this other person who's much more famous at it, where Michael Keaton has like built his own Coney Island amusement park.
But I don't think
all the
DeVito's
attractions.
character, Medici's character, was supposed to be like greedy. I think he just wanted to
No.
survive.
Right.
Yeah, like
Well,
you see, like he's
Yeah, he
doing
definitely
this to
has
care for
heart.
the group. Like he has heart. It's like
Yeah.
a different version of it where they're both similar people, where they're like trying to take something that's nothing and then make it a spectacle to make money
Mm-hmm.
off of it. But you see, like one who only cares about himself and one
Right.
who cares about
That's the way
people
they go
around him.
about it. That's-
Right. I
Yeah.
think DeVito's character, it's more of it's like who he is and what he does. It's it's his livelihood, whereas Keaton is just looking to make a buck.
Yeah.
Well, without getting too spoilerous,
Yes,
it
yes,
starts
yes.
off with him wanting to make money, right?
Yeah.
And he has this family, and then he embraces the corporation and realizes his family is really what's
Right.
important to him.
Yeah.
And
See, that's the message that the
Yeah.
kids need. Family. You know,
that's
not-
in there too.
Family
there was a lot of layers
trumps
to this film.
corruption and
Yeah.
greed, all that stuff.
I did really like how they expand on the relationship between Dumbo and his mom.
Yeah.
It's way different than in the cartoon.
Right. It's very cute and sweet.
Yeah,
in the
and
cartoon.
and
Cartoon's
also,
only like an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
I actually rewatched it last night.
and well, the thing with most Disney movies that since they've been adapting them all to live action,
Yeah.
after having kids and rewatching them, because I mean I've always been a Disney fan, but rewatching them, most Disney movies are missing like a third act. Like they just kind of like go
Right.
Like it's like this happened, like Lion
no
King.
conflict. There's
like
no-
Lion King,
yeah.
it's like this happens. It's like his dad gets killed, he goes away, he comes back. Like there's like no like in the like last half the arc is like
Right.
gone.
They develop the characters
Yeah.
to an extent, and then kind of like stay there for a little while, and then kind of. I don't know.
How do we end this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's funny.
So
Well,
it's interesting to see that live action. They're like they actually like. I guess we have to do this. Like,
Does
Yeah,
anyone, does anyone know why there's always two children in all the Disney movies? There's always a boy and a girl. In like
Because
you don't want to be
there's
lonely?
going to be boys and girls watching.
Sometimes
so you need
there's
a
a
boy
third
and a
kid.
girl.
Good.
That's
look
what
at
they
Peter
do.
Pan.
I was curious about that.
That's true.
There's always a brother-sister team
Yeah.
in like every Disney
Right.
movie.
Now I'm thinking of Hook. There was the two. There was Jack
Hook.
and Maggie.
bed knobs and broomsticks, all of them.
The Witch Escape to Witch Mountain.
unless the Disney princesses are all single children for the most part.
The cartoons don't have it, just the live-action movie.
Oh,
True,
yeah.
yeah.
Interesting now.
Mary Poppins.
Did
yeah.
Angel in the Outfield only had the son.
Is that Disney?
Did we
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that?
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
I actually saw a
They
double
had
feature
two
of
kids
that.
though, but not
It
a
was
boy and a girl.
Yeah.
it was that and The Lion King, 1994. Then when they used to do double
right.
features. Good times.
You know, it'd be great a Angels in the Outfield sequel with
Wow.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Adults, yeah.
as a burnt-out baseball.
I love
coach.
that. That's cool.
Angels in the infield.
Strike out.
I did enjoy the fact that like, as Disney's been doing a lot of like the live action remakes of their animated ones, a lot of them are of varying quality. Like, the Beauty and the Beast one was really atrocious.
Yeah,
And
but did you see Cinderella?
I haven't seen that one.
was awesome.
Like,
I actually just
yeah,
saw
like-
that they were playing it at Stony Brook. I brought my kids.
Yeah.
I missed it when it came out. I brought them and I was like, oh my god, that was. But it was
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh, and I was like, what?
So it looks like a Shakespearean
Yeah.
classic, and
Yeah.
it's just
And that's the thing I hear in a lot of reviews is that like, it depends on what director they put to it, but a lot of the movies, they just kind of do a shot-for-shot version, except whereas the animation one is very fluid and can have a lot of great spectacle. The live-action one just looks very stale and static in comparison.
And this leads to my next topic that I want to talk about. Because this is the first of at least 3 live-action Disney remakes. So how do you guys feel about that? Do you think it's just kind of like redoing it just to make a buck?
I feel like it is cashing in a little bit.
There's no originality
there's
there.
somewhere,
Right.
if they have a good idea for doing a remake and why they're doing a live action, I'm on board with it. But if they're just like, hey, this movie made money, let's do Aladdin live action.
Yeah.
It's like, let's do this movie live action. That's all they're doing is just going down the line saying, this movie, this movie, this movie. And you're not doing anything creative.
I was
they're gonna start
highly
doing sequels.
disappointed with the Jungle Book
I
that
didn't-
Favreau did.
Well, I heard good things about that one, actually.
It's like the cast is great. I just like, I don't know. It really didn't do it. for me.
CGI animals.
Disney's kind of tapped creatively, probably.
Yeah.
So they tried to do the live action thing for like a while. They were doing John Carter. They did.
Oh yeah, and every live action movie they put out bombs.
What was the movie with?
Wait, John Carter? I didn't see that one. Was that like a sci-fi?
Sci-fi.
It was, it's Warlord of Mars, and they called it John Carter.
Oh.
What was the other one? The one
Lone
with-
Ranger?
I did Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland. That was the one.
Tomorrowland.
Yeah, both terrible.
Those kept tanking on.
Yeah.
Yeah, every live action movie they've done probably in the
They're a
last like,
business,
20 years.
and they got to
has
make money.
bombed.
Marvel's making all the money
If
right
it's not
now.
Marvel,
They own them.
yeah, it doesn't make money.
So now they're readapting the classics, and everyone's going to bring their kids to it because you kind of know what you're going to get with
Recognition.
that.
Yeah.
And what's horrible about the live action remakes is it's all based on the Broadway shows that they do.
That's true.
So
Yeah, the Genie in Aladdin looks pretty much like the Broadway version.
yeah, so we'll go with Beauty and the Beast for a second. Beauty and the Beast has like all these extra songs in it from the Broadway version, and they're all like bad extra songs.
Yeah.
It's not like they took what was a great film, probably one of the greatest animated features
I think it was the
ever.
first animated feature to be nominated
Yes.
for Best Picture.
And be the only one now that they have that animated feature category in the Oscar.
Touche.
They go and they add all this extra stuff, and they just hack it to pieces. So then you go, but they're making money, so they're going to just keep doing it. So now you're looking at The Lion King, which isn't even a live action thing. It's just a remake because now they're just doing CGI at it.
Yeah, it's the
that's
same
just
thing.
CGI of it.
It's
just-
a cartoon that you're going to
It's
see.
just instead of traditional animation,
Yeah.
it's CGI.
Right, it's the same thing with Jungle Book.
That's why I'm like really not excited about the Lion
Jungle
King
Book
at
had
all.
at least human beings in it.
Yeah.
Lion King is not a live action
Touche.
thing. It's just they're just redrawing.
Yeah,
it,
it's
so to
just
speak.
all CGI instead
can
of
you-
being hand-drawn.
How can you make the Lion King
I just kind of
without
want to see
JTT?
what Hans Zimmer does with his own. Like he's going to be readapting his score, so that's kind of cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm always up for a Zimmer score. So.
yeah, thank you. And it's his only Oscar win.
Yeah.
Side note.
Aladdin though actually looks good in the previews with the dance sequences and the cast
and the
It's
parkour.
The original songs.
yeah
for the most part.
And
Yeah.
I do actually like Will Smith as a genie. A lot of people are
I'm
complaining,
very
but
curious to
I
see.
love Will Smith in anything.
How do you top
Robin
Robin
Williams.
You can't.
Exactly.
So you
Yeah.
get somebody who's his own person. That's
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
And
He's not
he-
going to try to be.
So you guys
Robin
don't think
Williams.
it's like disrespectful to like kind of redo the genie?
No,
'Cause
because
how could
it would
do
be
that?
disrespectful if you cast someone to try and do a Robin Williams impression
Yeah,
and obviously
exactly.
fail at
That
it. You
makes
can't
sense.
do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the voice
And
of Homer Simpson or something.
Will Smith even said like he was like like you have nothing to even like you can't do Robin Williams so
No.
you have to completely make it your own.
Yeah. Should be interesting to see
Yeah.
what he does with the kid.
Yeah, that one I'm a little hopeful for, but the Mulan remake, like the live action version, everything I'm hearing about it, I am more and more just
Is that coming out later this
disinterested.
year?
I don't know when it's coming out. All I know is apparently they want to change like some of the main characters. Like they're gonna get rid of the love interest and make it a different character. And
Are they
I
gonna
don't,
get Eddie Murphy again?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it honestly. Like
No interest.
except I'm very uninterested in it because
Yeah.
it's like it was a great movie on its own. I love the Mulan movie.
It's
I don't know.
action-packed for
Yeah.
a Disney animated film.
And I feel like the live action version is just going to be less action and just more of what's been bad about the Disney movies lately.
No. We'll see what happens. But back to Dumbo. I just can't get over Michael Keaton being back with Burton. This is amazing
know.
to me. What did you guys really think of seeing that? Like when you saw them back, did it like give you chills?
Every time I see Michael Keaton, it gives me chills.
Okay.
Like when he was in in Spider-Man: Homecoming, like
Yep.
I see Michael Keaton. He's I would say my number 3 favorite actor underneath Tom Hanks and Steve Martin. But
For me, it's Hanks, Keaton, and maybe Nicolas Cage.
Cage is my number
Serious?
4,
Maybe,
so there
maybe.
we go.
Or Jack Lemmon or Jack Nicholson.
Oh, good ones. But yeah, like every time I see him, like especially in something like, you know, like just this big world like that, like, you know, it's like it's a great visual, you know, his introduction and everything, like, you know, they really like, and he's just so like, he's like such a big character.
You know what it made me think of? Like, really, Burton, he dropped the ball with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I made me think the same thing.
I think Keaton should have totally,
I know.
or Walken.
When they show you, like, when they had that part where he's like going up to the gate,
Yeah.
and all I could think of was like screw Johnny Depp, like
Screw
why?
him. He really, I mean, I'm not a, he was good in the 90s.
Oh yeah, I mean,
After Sleepy Hollow, it just,
yeah.
lost it for me. Joe, are you a big Michael Keaton aficionado?
It's funny, I don't seek out his stuff. I'm not really a big fan of the Tim Burton Batman movies. I think that the plots are a little... As a kid, I thought they were great, but rewatching them as an adult, after seeing what Chris Nolan
Well, they're
did
not
with the
perfect.
character...
Neither of the Nolan films.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a special place in my heart, sentimental reasons that
Sure.
Yeah.
that Keaton is Batman. That's it.
See here. Yeah.
I never hate his performances. What was this movie he did? What was it? Need for Speed, right, or something?
With Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
That was
He did this.
awful.
Yeah, exactly. He was horrible in that movie.
Oh yeah, he was the radio announcer.
Yeah, and I was like,
It
what's
was
he doing?
like announcing a show. Like he was just a bit part.
You're right.
So if
that was
he's-
a paycheck.
Yeah, if he's in the wrong, if he's either got a bad director, if he takes
Yeah.
the wrong part, he can turn you off.
Right.
I mean, the Dream Team though. That was,
Oh,
you
you
can't go
just took
wrong
it
with
right out of my. Are we okay? We're gonna talk about something you're involved with in a minute. Yeah, but I should talk about it now. Screw it.
Okay.
So you curate the film series Cult Cafe.
Yeah. Cult Cafe at the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington. We do it every Saturday night at 10 o'clock. You get a movie, $7. If you're one of the earlier people who's there, we make 25 mix CDs that are based off of the soundtrack of the film that I curate as well. So we do those. And, it ranges from. We just did Revenge last night, which is a French horror revenge film that came out last year. And then next week we're doing Daisies, which is a Czechoslovakian new wave film from 1966.
Whoa.
But usually, I mean, a good majority of the series, we do a lot of 80s comedies.
So you just show up and just watch the movie, and
we hang out. It's a good time.
It's awesome. It's a
what's
movie
a
party.
CD, by the way?
A CD? It's a compact disc. It's a thing we used to have back in the
Space
day.
age technology they're
Yeah,
working
yeah.
on. Yeah, I got to go to. You played Neverending
Neverending
Story
Story, yeah.
a few weeks ago. I
And
got
I
to go
went
to that
to
one.
Batman Returns a couple months ago. That was great.
Never Ending
Yes.
Story, biggest false advertisement. It ended.
Yeah, I know.
Nice. But yeah, Cult Cafe, guys, if you have a chance, it's awesome. It's so cool.
Saturday nights at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You just show up, you pay what, $7, $8?
$7, yep.
And you just walk in, you sit down, you watch a movie.
Yep.
Where's it located?
Cinema Arts Center in Huntington.
Okay.
Yes. It's a great place. And the theater itself, they show a lot of indies.
Yeah, we're an independent theater, show a lot of foreign and independent films.
Is there a Q&A or anything, or you just?
Not usually. Sometimes I've done them before.
Oh, cool.
We've had directors come in. We actually on April 27th, Scott Schwartz, who played Flick in Christmas Story, is going to be there for a Q&A.
I might go to that.
After Christmas Story.
I may have to go to
Is
that.
he the one that ended up in adult movies?
He is.
Yes.
Wait, is he
Okay.
the one that licked the pole or no?
Yeah, yeah.
He is the.
Yes.
Wow.
So we'll all bring pieces of telephone pole for him to sign.
Nice.
And
That's
copies of The Toy,
Maybe
which
he'll
is
lick
my
something
favorite
else
movie.
too. If you're
Hey
lucky.
now.
Yeah, right?
Right.
How did you get involved with Cult Cafe? I'm just
Well, I started working at the cinema in almost 10 years ago. And then we were just looking, me and my friend, who was cafe manager, we're just looking for something cool to do
Nice.
for the cafe. Something we'd call our own, and we got this through to do the series. It was kind of to bring a younger audience in, because a lot of old people come to our theater.
yeah.
We're
Same
next
with
to a
Kew
senior
Garden
center.
Cinemas.
So,
Yeah.
but it was basically to bring young people in, and we also had just gotten a liquor license, so we sell beer
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and wine.
I had a Moscato there.
Yeah,
Very, very
so
delightful.
so we were looking to utilize that in a way also, and it was like, all right, well, we do this. It's $5 for members of the Cinema Arts Center, $7 for the public, and we do $5 craft beers all night long. It's kind of.
How long have you been doing the Cult
It's
Cafe?
been almost 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I just found out about it.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I have so much catching up to do.
So what are some upcoming films that we might?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Daisies next week, followed by Heavenly Creatures, Peter Jackson
Kate
film.
Winslet,
Kate Winslet's
Melanie-
first movie, yeah.
Wow.
Both of their first movies,
They
actually.
were like 20, right?
Yeah.
20-something.
So Heavenly Creatures, and then we got Chris's Story. We're doing Three Amigos
Yes.
Oh, nice.
on Cinco de Cuatro. So we got that coming up. Yeah, so
It's great,
and
man.
on 420 we're doing Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke.
Nice. That's
So,
a Saturday?
That's a Saturday night.
Perfect.
So, yep.
I'm curious, were there any other names you considered for instead of Cult Cafe?
You know,
I'm all about names.
there were a few, but I don't remember them.
All right.
That was like the one that was like kind of like, all right, well, it's like cult films, and we've expanded a lot upon it.
Nice.
You know,
And it's always in the cafe.
it's always in the cafe. So yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Cool. Well, guys, yeah, everyone go check out Cult Cafe. It's such a great experience.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's a really good theater.
Yeah.
You also play like a lot of old horror movies. Like
Yeah.
you do double features. I remember I saw on Mother's Day last year.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You did a Mother's Day double feature of Carrie and the first Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Nice.
Which was just very
Solid
classy.
film.
Monday night we're doing the original King Kong,
Ooh, nice.
and Fay Ray's daughter
Wow.
is gonna be there.
Okay.
Not really spoilers, but I would have done Psycho on Mother's Day myself.
Nah,
I mean, that's for this year. You know, you always got to you always got to plan ahead.
that's good.
Yep.
Cool. Joe, you got anything you can talk about?
I like Toy Toys Productions. Broken Hearted still in the film festival circuit. So write your local film festivals and tell them that you want that in there.
Nice. Cool. CJ, anything going on?
Still just working on upcoming productions with Eternal Line Studios. We're working on some short projects, which we're hopefully going to start filming in like the next few weeks. We're going to try and shoot something this Saturday if we can. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have some more stuff we can start putting up on YouTube and showing around to people. That'll be fun.
Nice.
But you can always commission me for writing. I do screenplays and short stories on Twitter at CJ Oakland.
Nice. Perfect.
Wait, Eternal Line, they're doing The Last Man or something like that, right? The one they're working
Last Hit, yeah, I wrote that one.
on? Okay.
Oh, okay. I remember that. That's good.
Yeah, they had Last Breath was one they did, and now the next one we're doing is Last Hit. So
Last
apparently
Night,
there's a
they're doing
theme.
that. They're starting filming on this next week.
No, we're filming something else, and then
Oh,
we're going to get
okay.
started on that because Last Hit is like a bigger one,
Okay.
and it's been a while since we've done something. So we're like, let's do some smaller stuff and get back into it, get acting again.
Yeah, get back
So-
into it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll
throttle.
start putting that in a few months.
Luke
And,
Skywalker, that
start
just go
working on
right
it.
down there,
Yeah.
full throttle. Don't even do a warm up. Just go.
Nice.
That's my take.
What are those plasma torpedoes that he shot into? Yeah.
Photon torpedo.
Photon. Thank you. Real quick, guys. One movie that's coming out within the next couple weeks that you're looking forward to seeing.
Infinity War. I'm now Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm planning on going back in time and watching that again. But no, Endgame. I mean, is probably like what I'm most excited about because I
Nice.
mean, come on,
You're a big Marvel
I'm
guy.
a comic nerd. I
Nice.
have been my whole life. So.
Yeah, I haven't inspected your pins. but
Oh
I see
yeah.
A little bit of.
No. No comic books.
Okay, got Homer Simpson.
Got Homer Simpson as a zombie though.
I
So.
love it. That's cool. Cool. Joe, what are you looking forward
Well,
to?
I've been waiting for
you're only
Avengers
wearing the
Right.
shirt.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, Shazam has actually piqued my
yeah,
interest.
that looks really good.
Reviewing that next week, actually.
It's,
nice.
I've kind of given up seeing DC movies in the theater, but I might break my rule for this
It looks
one.
fun, right?
Because I hadn't liked any of their other ones.
Yeah.
And even Wonder Woman, I'll
Well,
throw out there, wasn't
Aquaman,
it?
yeah, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and now Shazam. This is a pretty
Wonder
good
Woman was
streak.
better than what they had. Like looking back on it, I liked Wonder Woman a lot more because it's like you made a good movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like the first 2/3 is really good, and then the last act really
I
drops
thought
the ball.
Captain Marvel was significantly better than Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
I didn't see
I
that
enjoyed
yet.
Captain Marvel
I just
more
wasn't
than that,
It
but
wasn't
it.
as preachy as Wonder
Aquaman
Woman.
was really good, and I'm looking forward to Shazam. So hopefully they're really kind of turning a corner on their films.
Yeah.
Well, I hear they decided that they're not doing like canon anymore. Like,
Oh.
Yeah, they're just
not
doing
making
DC
a shared
separate
universe.
films,
Oh, okay.
and then
They're
gonna
just
try
doing
and do it
solo
if they can.
pictures for
That's
now
a
on.
good move, I think.
Yeah, because they really don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, instead
You
of
always-
Suicide Squad 2, now it's just The Suicide Squad, and it's a reboot.
Yeah.
Although I think they still have they're still doing the same Harley Quinn character, so I'm not sure. But
Merge
Yeah,
them together.
it's
Yeah.
Idris
Margot
Elba
Robbie,
as Deadshot now.
Merge
so.
them together when you need to make a combo movie.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
like
have to overthink
just
it.
make good movies. I'm I'm not going to hold you to continuity. Just make good films, please.
So nothing in
I re-
particular, CJ?
No, just in general, I want to see stuff.
Okay.
Pet Cemetery, the remake is coming out soon, and
Yeah.
I am not looking forward to that. Like
I
the
had to still
trailer,
see the original.
I love the original so
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
and the trailer it just looks really bad in comparison. So it's
Anthony
like
Edwards and
I'll
Edward
give it a fair
Furlong.
shot, but I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, we're out of time. Let me just mention some quick plugs from our sponsor, Magnitude Jewelry. April 10th, the Mindy's Psychic Fair in Plainview, Long Island. April 28th, the Awaken Fair in Tarrytown, New York. May 7th, the Psychic Fair in Plymouth, Massachusetts. May 11th, the Holistic Fair in Chicago, Illinois. May 16th, the Boom Business Expo at the Hilton Hop Hog, Long Island. May 19th, the Psychic Fair Hampton Inn. And June 19th, the Psychic Fair at the Courthouse Marriott. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
This was awesome. You guys are always invited back. You know that. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone watching at home on your devices and what have you. And we'll be back more next week with more Under the Radar. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Under the Radar is all new next week with more movie reviews and interviews on Strong Island Radio and Television. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.